Welcome back to the Build Show. Hey, Tat. Welcome back to the Build Show. Young Joe, welcome back to the Build Show. Young Joe says, my mom is getting Burger King. When she left the hospital, she broke her hand. Holy smokes. She broke her hand? How did she manage to do that? I hope she's doing okay. All hail the mighty 9070 XT, a rare sighting these days, I know. It's a rare sighting these days, the 9070 XT, but here, we've found one in the wild. Dinner just got done, nothing like watching Ben build PCs and eating, I'm assuming that's supposed to be, oh, and chilling. Chicken Alfredo. Nice. Bazooka Builders, welcome back to the Build Show, sir. We are just getting started on this build. Do I feel like... Or am I just... I'm just... crooked. Crooked AF today. Talking about crooked, guess who's got scammed? Recently got scammed out of a $1,200 rig that we built. How do you feel about the 5060 Ti? Nothing spectacular. In comparison to its own competitor, or predecessor, the 4060 Ti, it is not very impressive. You could actually buy a 3070 Ti for less money, used, that's 2 generations older, and have about the same performance. The only thing that would be better on the 5060 Ti is the DLSS 4.0. So if you're playing mostly titles that support DLSS 4.0, then definitely go with the 5060 Ti. If you're playing games that don't really support it, then 3070 Ti might be a better deal in the long run. How'd you get scammed, bro? Well, you know, people these days are just assholes. Excuse my French, but that's the gist of it. So it's a ready to ship or ready for pickup PC that I had listed on my website. Customer placed the order and paid with a credit card. Didn't really think anything of it. Said he was going to come get it that day. Never showed up, and I was like, hey, are you still planning to show up? Because it's like 10 o'clock tonight, you know, because I'm here anyway, so. And he's like, no, I'll have to come out another time. And I was like, okay. Another day goes by, nothing. Another day goes by, and he finally says, hey, I have a flat tire, and I'm not able to take care of this right now. Can I just send Uber Shipped to come pick it up? And I was like, okay, I guess that's all right. Because generally, I like to have local pickups with their ID to show their ID to prove who they are. And then, you know, so this was like a one-off situation that I was like, okay, I feel kind of bad for this dude. He has a flat tire. He just bought his PC. He really wants it. I'm like, I guess it's okay. 2 days after he picked it up, I got a notification of a chargeback, and the original card owner stated that he did not make the charge, and the original card owner is not the same person as the person that I sold the PC to, which I believe is false information anyway. So I had to open up a incident report with the police here and deal with that. So I lost a whole bunch of time. Obviously lost $1,200-ish on the build, which sucked. I think we're at 10 grand now of scams. $10,000 overall that I've been scammed just from building PCs and selling them by chargebacks or fake checks or... So I've learned a lot. So basically, if you're going to be doing a local pickup here at Empower Gaming Computers, now, one, I'll never, ever accept a Uber Shipped ever again. Two, you have to physically be here with your ID to pick it up if you select local pickup. And three, if your card does not match your name on the order, it's going to be an instant flag, and I'm probably just going to cancel the order. Just because I am so sick of getting screwed That's crazy. Yeah. You think it's wiser to future-proof and get a 5070 Ti or stick with a 4090 for more power? I think it's the 4090 would actually be a better card than the 5070 Ti right now. Sorry, dude. Yeah, no, it's all right, Cole. Army vet. Welcome back to the Build Show. People suck. Yes, that was the lesson. Is that no matter I've just got a big heart, and I'm not a sales guy. I'm not a jerk about anything. I always just feel for people. So people take advantage of me all the time, and it sucks. So I think I'm out like 10 grand now in PCs that I've gotten ripped off on, and it sucks. You know, combined over the last like 4 years, I think I've lost about $10,000 in PC builds and a crap load of time. Any cameras in the area you could pull? No, unfortunately. He directed, and I thought it was just because of the Uber guy just being an idiot. Sorry. Most Uber guys, people don't know where the house is and the address and how it all. So he kind of pulled up into a weird spot, but I think he directed him not to pull up by the house. So when he came to pick up, he was kind of out of the view of any of my cameras. I've got the make of the car and all that, and I gave it, you know, it's from Uber. I confirmed it was an Uber driver because I had him verify and show me the app that he was picking up, but I didn't see who it was for, or I would have had a name there. I should have gotten more information from the Uber driver, like the actual order number, but he was on the phone with him right when I was handing off the PC, which is a little suspicious. So yeah, anytime you're doing a local pickup here going forward, you have to physically pick it up. You can't use a service, and you have to have your ID. That's just, I used to do that, and then, you know, nothing bad has happened in a while, and I got a little loose, I guess. Stupid. It was stupid on my part. Find the car driver and find the drop-off location. Well, actually, funny thing is, and I know I'm just giving away information here, but I've already given it to the police and everything. All the information is, the idiot had me, I'm sorry, the guy, I shouldn't call him an idiot, but he did steal $1,200 from me. So you know what? I'm going to call him an idiot. The idiot, I'm probably more the idiot. He actually called me the day after he picked up or had the PC picked up and needed help with something, and I did a remote session with him. And why I'm calling him an idiot is because he actually gave up his IP address when I was able to connect to his computer remotely. So I did get his public IP address, which can be tracked back to an address. So a physical address could be located by the police using that. So I did send that over. Hopefully he's not watching and getting information on this, but I doubt he is. He's probably enjoying his free $1,200 PC. Ant-Man early start, what happened? I got screwed out of $1,200. I sold a PC to a customer who used a credit card online on the website, and after the sale was completed and he picked up, I got a chargeback for it, and it wasn't the same person that made the purchase. So what PC was it? It was build 30 something that we did on the stream actually not too long ago. It was the Radeon RX 6750 XT build that we did not too long ago in the Lian Li case. It was just a few builds ago. yeah, that one. That build, Tat. Yeah, that build. How did I get scammed? It's a stolen credit card scam. So the trick or the key with any type of stolen credit card scam like that is to get the product and get the hell out of there quick. So he was in a rush to get it picked up, and then he was in a rush to disappear. Hey, what's up, Altered to Go? Welcome back to the Build Show. And not smile. Yeah, I don't smile enough. Now you know why I don't smile enough, right? Because stupid stuff like this happens. I know it's crazy. It's just crazy. What series is that? Ryzen 7? This is a 9000 series. It is the 9800 X3D. What GPU are we putting in it? We're going to be putting in a AMD Radeon RX 9070 XT, which is a Sapphire Pulse, 16 gigs. This is a 16 core, I believe, or an 8 core. This is an 8 core 16 thread loop over on the Kick. It was me. LOL, just kidding. I know it wasn't you. You kind of have to not have a heart to do that to somebody. Like, you can't feel. You have to be that numb, in my opinion, to steal $1,200 from somebody. Especially a small business. Like, I don't make a lot of money off of this. That actually really hurt me because I invested the $1,200 into the parts, and then it just poof gone. It's like I would have been better off taking that build and giving it away on the stream. Will that Ryzen 7 right there kick a i7 13700K? Yes, it would. It would run circles in gaming around the i7 13700K. Yes. I love you too much. You cool. Thanks. I know. I bet it isn't your first time this person has done that either. No, he's definitely got this down to a formula. But, I mean, I'm not going to let that happen again. You're not going to be able to pick up using Uber Shipped from here ever again. Nobody ever will be able to do that again. Ever try, and if you're not the person on the order, you're not going to pick it up. So if your ID doesn't match the order, it ain't going to happen. New policy. I'd say it's actually been a policy. I've just been really lenient because most people are cool. But this is bullshit. What happened, Ben? Did somebody not pay up? No, somebody used a stolen credit card to place an order for a pickup on a already built system. It was the RX 6750 XT build that I did not too long ago. I had that on my ready to ship or ready to pick up on the website, and they picked it up using Uber Shipped, and then poof, gone. And then I got a charge back because it was a stolen credit card. Selling it or already sold. That's what I think too. So selling it, meaning this PC is already sold. This is Daniel's order. He went on the website, filled out a custom build, and then paid for the build. So we're going to be doing Daniel's PC. Ever try a raffle? No, I've never tried a raffle. I don't know how that would work. Hey, what's up, Steve? Welcome back to the Build Show. Wow, that sucks. Sorry to hear that. Wah, wah, wah. Yeah, it was a fail. It's my fault, ultimately, for being too nice. Right? That's pretty much what I'm going to have to start doing, apparently, if you want to locally pick up a PC, you know, and you didn't pre-pay for your order like this. Because this takes enough time where if it was a stolen credit card, the chargeback would happen and I would still probably have ownership of all the hardware here. Bruh. Sorry, Jess. It's not my first time now. I'm just too nice of a guy and people take advantage of it. Everyone puts in $100 to win the PC. You make like more than what it costs retail. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not into make like money on it, I guess. Why the hell are mini ATX boards so costly? Half the size of a normal board, 3 times the cost. It's because it's a niche product. They don't produce as many and they don't sell as many, so it costs more to make is probably the reason. Small techs require more R&D to make. Yeah. Yep, see. My son loves his limited edition signed Empower Gaming PC. Did you like that? I signed it for him. He also has a plaque now too, right? All right. So I don't know if Daniel got in here or not, but we are ready to start Daniel's build. Actually, let me grab my drink real quick. Yeah, I know he had some issues, Army Vet, when he first fired it up. So, but I think we got those all sorted out. Wife stomping her foot, it's not fair. She wants a smaller build and said it's BS. She has to pay 3 times the cost for something. You know, you could tell her it was like 5 times the cost and put some of that money aside and accidentally end up with a 9070 XT somewhere down the line. You gotta work the system just like this guy worked me. Apparently that's how you get ahead. I'm not in any way encouraging it. Hey Daniel, yep, watching now. Awesome. Welcome to the build show, Daniel. Let's get started. Shall we? All right. We're going to start with running through the parts list for the builds. You could always type in the build command, !build in the chat, and it'll spit out all these details for you as well. But I'm going to run through it just because it's historic in the channel. So starting off, we have an AMD Ryzen 7 9800X3D, which has got 8 cores, 16 threads, and a 5.2 gigahertz maximum boost with the AMD 3D V-Cache technology. That is this guy right here, the 9800X3D. We are also going to be using a Thermalright contact frame over the top of the CPU. This is the V2 from Thermalright, AM5 contact frame. We're going to be installing that onto a Asus B650E Tough Gaming Wi-Fi ATX motherboard. It's a great motherboard, has all the features, has tons of heatsink for the VRM and SSDs and everything. So solid starter board for anybody that is going into AM5. I like this board a lot. Although I like Gigabyte as well. Gigabyte and Asus are probably my top 2 right now. MSI is a very strong third. Next we have the cooler that's going to be cooling the CPU, which is a Thermalright Frozen Note. We have it in white, but it's a 360 millimeter AIO. Let me lean. 360 millimeter AIO, which features 3 120 millimeter PWM addressable RGB fans, about 1500 RPM. The pump is about 4500, 5000 RPM, and then it has a nice mirror finish on the block over the CPU, which has some RGB on it, which is really cool looking. And with that, we are using the 32 gigabytes of DDR5 6000 CL36 RAM, which is a G.Skill Flare X5 series. And if you're not familiar already, this is a Micro Center bundle, which gives us a really good price on the bundle of the 9800X3D, the B650 motherboard, and the RAM. Save some cost there by doing the bundle, so that we could get all the way up to a 9070 XT within this budget that we're cramming it in. The SSD is a 2 terabyte M.2 NVMe Gen 4, which is a Team Group MP44. You've seen me use these on the channel before. These are one of my favorite drives to build with. They're super reliable, super fast drives. Really like them. Next up is our graphics card, which is the AMD Radeon RX 9070 XT. And this is specifically the Sapphire Pulse, which is a 16 gigabyte graphics card. I was trying to get the Sapphire, the other one, the bigger one, but the Pulse is what we ended up with. So I was also trying to target a white card, and the only one that was going to be within the same price point was the ASRock 9070 XT, and those are extremely hard to find because they're such a good price, and they look really good. Really nice looking cards. So we do have, excuse me, Coke decided to come back with a vengeance all of a sudden. Coke Zero. So we do have the 16 gigabyte GDDR6 256-bit PCIe 5.0 graphics card. And video card orientation is just going to be a standard orientation. And our power supply, we're going to be running a 1050 watt. Yes, it is over the wattage required for the graphics card and the CPU combined, but that makes it so that he can, in the future, upgrade his graphics card with ease. So it's a 1050 watt 80 plus gold by Thermaltake, and it's a Tough Power GFA3. And this is a fully modular power supply. We've also got some cable extensions for the build and an anti-sag bracket from Lian Li. So this one's a nice hidden bracket that helps support the weight of the card. The case that we're going to be building in is a Okinawa's Aqua 7. So you'll be seeing me complain about the bottom fans quite a bit, being already pre-installed. But, you know, that's just me. Ben is very price savvy. I try to be. I try to be. Look at that beefy card. I know, this thing's a beefy card. They actually make a more beefy card than this one. That was the one I was trying to get him, but it just never came in stock at the right price, so we ended up with the Pulse instead, which is still a very nice card. Ant-Man, I'm Daniel's Uber driver. Well, I don't accept Uber pickup anymore, so unfortunately, Ant-Man, it's GG. Did you know cost per frame leader is the 7800 XT? Just found out yesterday. Yes, the 7800 XT is one of the best price per dollar per frame card out there in that price point. But you have to find the 7800 XT at its actual MSRP price or below it for that to work. Because right now, 7800 XTs are like super hot because they're just, everybody all of a sudden switched gears and loves AMD because of the 9070 XT. So everybody's supporting AMD now, it seems like. We are going to be doing the build in white, if you haven't already picked up on that. So we have a white case. Also, additionally, Daniel, Sapphire says you spent enough money with them that you get a free Sapphire Nitro mouse mat. I don't know what size this is. It doesn't really specify. It says 900 by 300 by 3 millimeter. So it seems kind of large. But you have a mouse mat. 90 W centimeter by 30 H 30 height centimeters. Usually these should be in I thought these were in millimeters, but free mouse pad with the card that came with it. So cool. If you spend enough money with Sapphire, they'll send you a mouse pad. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with this build. I'm going to move the power supply, the graphics card, and the mouse pad, everything else out of the way so we can get started on the motherboard. Really cool looking box. I've always liked Sapphire's style. It's just got clean style. Everything's always clean. Mouse mat with a thermal paste stain. Woohoo! Oh yeah, that one. Right there, he's referring to, I had an open loop here, and I was working on it, and I took the CPU block out, and it started dripping liquid, so I, like, really quick threw it off to the side of the computer, and it slipped out of my hand and landed, plopped. I thought it was gonna be okay. I didn't think it was gonna stick. We love free stuff. Yeah. When you spend like $2 grand or more, get a free $10 mouse pad. Woohoo! Wish the insurance companies would be like that. Alright, let's pull the board out. The motherboard. We will zoom in on the motherboard. And then we'll start with the CPU. The Ryzen 7 9800X 3D. What's my PC build? Young Joe, you could actually put in the chat ! specs, and it will spit out my specs. If you are curious to see what I run. It is nothing too spectacular. It's getting older. I need to do an upgrade. Has anybody noticed the new music? Should spit it out. If not, I'll tell you what it is. Oh boy. Yeah, that's Daniel's build. Mine is a, if you're asking about my PC, mine is a Ryzen 7 5700X. And I have a B550 motherboard by ASRock, which I do not like. The Steel Legend. I don't like it because it does random weird stuff when I have too much on the USB. Mostly a limitation by the motherboard bus or design. It's bad design. But of course I'm using it for something that is probably not rated for. Overkill. You got all these cameras and mics and all these things plugged into it. Definitely overkill. Anyway, then I've got 32 gigs, I think, and like 4 terabytes of storage. Might be 8 now. I can't remember what I put in there. And a 3070 Ti. My 7900 XT is going for $1,139 on Amazon. Yeah. You could sell that and get a really nice 9070 XT. Although I think the 7900 is pretty close to the same performance. Really close. His Montech Air Max is a cold case. Can't get over her thermals. Yeah, it's a nice case. The 903 Max is made for airflow. Especially with that liquid AIO at the top. You know, you dump all the CPU heat right out the top of the case. Vibin'. I think that's wild what I paid for mine, Steven. Alright, we're good. Alright, so we just installed the AIM 5 contact frame with the Ryzen 7 9800X 3D CPU. So next we're going to go with the RAM. Not start. We're going to go with the RAM, which is a G.Skill Flare X5, 32 gigs, 6000 megahertz CL36 kit. 16 gigs. And then next, we're going to install our 2TB M.2 NVMe Gen 4 SSD by Team Group, which is the MP44. It's a Gen 4 SSD that gets about 7,200 megabits a second on the read, and I think it's like 6,800 on the write. That translates to it's a really fast SSD. Dang it. I didn't read that word ban. So apparently I can't say the word CPU, just for those who are over on... Well, thanks for the like, Aaron, over on the Facebook. For those of you who are on YouTube or Kick, the word CPU has been banned, so starting now that I've read it, I will not be able to use that word. I don't hear very good reviews about. I don't know what reviews you're reading. Yes, I have played PC Building Simulator, yes. Aaron. Yeah, Aaron's over on Facebook. That's a good price, Steve. Yeah, the Asus software is unbeatable. Their BIOS is pretty easy to use too. Probably one of my favorites when it comes to the Asus Armory crates and their BIOS. Very easy to use. It's one of the main reasons why I like them so much. Oh, come on. Now this, slight pain in the butt. Nothing really there to guide the heat spreader back into place. There we are. So we've got our SSD installed, we've got our CPU installed. Dang it. Fail. We have our Ryzen 7 9800X3D installed. And our 32 gigs of RAM installed. Never thought of that word ban. Who was it? Young Joe? Thanks. I see you love Team Group NVMe SSDs. I use for first month now Team Group SATA 3, and I am so excited. I don't have any problems like Crucial. Yeah, I've had problems with Crucial in the past. Yo, it's Wade. I'm just checking out the stream you told me about while I was picking up the laptop. That stuff you did made a huge difference. Runs like brand new. I appreciate it. No problem, man. So, Wade, over on YouTube, Gartson, he was just here picking up a laptop just a few minutes ago that he dropped off for service. We repasted the CPU and the GPU on there, the cores, and then we booted it up and did all the updates and closed out a bunch, or disabled a bunch of stuff from the startup because it was just choking the CPU. It just couldn't breathe, and made a huge difference in performance. Why was the CPU band altered to go? I'm only reading that to answer a question. Don't get excited, Young Joe. So over on Twitch, you can ban a word by redeeming some points that you earn on the channel. So the word I can't. So basically, it's a game. I can't say the word CPU. I don't know what the repercussions are. Nobody told me. So anyway, we have this ready to go. Throw that over there. Let's get the case out. Where is the case? Look what I found. Oh. Yeah. So basically, it's almost toolless entry, except for the rear side panel. Super easy to use case. Got some cables already on the back. You've had enough. Yes, hello. Thanks. Thanks for giving me a break, Joe. You just said it, though. I know! I know! I guess nothing happens. There's nobody... he's supposed to call out a repercussion. And he didn't. And he said that I've been through enough BS lately. Apparently he feels bad. But you're right, there was no repercussion for me to say it, other than feeling bad that I said it. AI tells me there is a misunderstanding. There is no ban on CPU on YouTube. I know, so the YouTube folks, it's kind of a controversy situation here, isn't it? A little controversy. I got people over on Twitch, I got people over on Kick, I got people over on YouTube, Facebook as well. Don't get a lot of commenters on Facebook. Lots of people like it though. Josh over on Facebook, Jesse over on Facebook, Noah, Ron over on Facebook. Appreciate all those likes. I mean, you got hot sauce. I do, but the problem is, Young Joe, I like hot sauce. It makes me, you know, it drains my sinuses a little bit, but outside of that, I like it. So, not really a punishment. For me, at least. Really cool looking contrast though with the black and the white. Ah, I'm extra. I am not done with you. True. Does anybody know if the Sapphire Pulse 9070 XT has a 2 or 3 PCIe cable requirement? You must put thermal paste on your shoes. No, I refuse to do that. That's just too bad. Also gonna pop these 2 fans to make life 1,000 times easier, because I just don't want to deal with them. Dealing with the connections under here, dealing with the screws under here. It's actually just easier for me to pop this off. The 2 fans, even though they're pre-installed. Takes me under like 30 seconds to remove these. Two, I believe. Thank you, Jesse. I grabbed 3 just in case. Alright, and now you can go ahead and get all these plugged in. These components, which is our front panel connectors, and also our fans from our fan hub. Alright, I don't think I need to plug anything else in down here, right? Got my ARGB. All my front panel stuff down here. I don't think anything else needs to go in. We do need to get our... Oh, right. Whoops. Unless it's the Red Devil, it has 3 power connectors. That's good to know. Ben, don't forget the SATA RGB cable. Thank you. Thank you, Tats, for the reminder. Very kind of you, sir. To remind me so early. I have a weird feeling that I'm going to have to remove these later. Oh, you know what? I just remembered. I do have to put the GPU bracket in. Alright, where is this one? There is one more thing I have to do down here. It's a GPU bracket. And I always forget to do it. This guy. By Leon Lee. Okay, now we can put the fan back in. That was close. Thermal stain needs a name. It's been with us for a while now. It deserves at least a name. What name do you want to give the thermal stain? Because it ain't coming out. I tried. I cussed about it. The only way it's coming out is if I replace the mat, which we will eventually replace the mat. It is starting to get dirty and scraped up. Well used. It's literally a 6-foot desk mat. So it's I like building on them because it's kind of squish, and it keeps it so that if I'm flipping the case around. I'm not scratching parts. It's a lot easier to build on. Steve? You want to call Stain Steve? I don't think Steve's a good name for it. Steve, do you have any objections to calling the thermal paste stain over here on the right above my head Steve? Since it'll be named after you. Pat says it needs to be called Steve. Yeah, my Red Devil 6600 XT had 2 power connectors, an 8-pin and one 6-pin. Oh, nice. Young Joe says Brad? I don't know. Do we really want to call it Brad? Doesn't really look like a Brad. And it honestly doesn't look like a Steve. Alright, we're going to get our EPS cables in. I don't know if this kit has 2 or not. Thank goodness it does. Call it what you want. I've been called worse. Oh, jeez. This is all Tat's idea, not mine. We're getting somewhere, guys. We just got to install a AIO now. The most fun part of the build. The AIO. Yo, yo. Thermalright Frozen Note V2. All right, just added the CPU PWM fan connection. Our pump's up here, so we'll have some interesting trouble getting that plugged in. How many builds tonight? I don't know. I haven't. I'm gonna try to do this one for sure, and if we have enough time, which is why I tried to start earlier. If it's not like past 10:30, I'll start a second build, which we could do an inventory build. I have one over here to do. Got to make up all that time and the money lost that we've lost this week. Somebody has to pay the mortgage. Not gonna pay itself. Love Hours. We bought Ben. Great recommendation on that. Wife will be getting one also. Nice. When we upgrade her PC. Although the thermal paste it came with was drier than 90-year. Yeah, it's a little bit of a dry paste. It's not like a super wet paste. I've noticed that too. If you don't feel like the paste is going to be good enough, you can always replace it. Put something else on there. But I've noticed that the TF7 generally is always like that. More of like a paste than a goo. Which I'm not, you know, saying it's a bad thing. Gotcha. There you go. Keep building PCs. I keep running out, so said heck with it. Yeah. Wait till you start buying them by like the buckets. Then you're like, how did I go through this much thermal paste? I grew up at a time of sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. It's good. It's good. All right, so we're gonna do our little nifty trick, which is a zip tie here at the top to help with the install. And we're also gonna line up and plug in our pump first before we get the radiator up there. I'm actually also going to try to route this ARGB connection across or through. So I know you can't see exactly what I'm doing here, but I promise you're not missing much. Okay. Ooh. Bit of a tight fit. That's up. All right. Don't ask me how that radiator is staying there without a screw. It's called magic. Ow. So one thing I want to test before I call this done is the front glass. This was an awfully tight fit. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Just wanted to make sure. Look at how clean that is. Yeah? Huh. Oh, it's got some new chats here. Hey, what's up, Samp? White belts are always so clean, man. This is whiter than my teeth. Yeah, I know, it's whiter than mine. I had a tooth pulled and my teeth cleaned, and it cost less than the vet for my dog. Yeah, it is kind of amazing. Do you have insurance though, Steve? That's a lot of money. What currency? If that's US, it's US. That's super expensive. US. Damn, Uncle Crazy. Try oil pulling for teeth maintenance. See, when doing mine, they don't have to put me out, but a dog needs out. Yeah, because they move. With human beings, we can communicate and we can say, okay, now don't move. It's going to hurt worse if you move, and then you don't want to move. Versus a dog is going to move and be upset about what's happening. And they might even bite. What's your main fog specs, dude? PC specs? My PC is a Ryzen 7 5700X with a 3070 Ti, 32 gigs of RAM, and like 4 terabytes of storage. It's really, you know, I do a little bit of gaming on it, but I mean, it's mostly just for streaming this stream. And that's my PC. It's due for an upgrade and a good cleaning. So, eventually that'll happen. I don't know when, but it will. Maybe after I stop getting screwed by people buying PCs with stolen credit cards. And then getting the charge back. Maybe when that stops happening, I can actually get ahead. Thank you for the sub. Appreciate you. Very nice. This one is for Daniel that we're building. This is number 45 on the year. And if you put exclamation point build in the chat, it'll spit out the specs. But it's a 9800X3D with a 9070 XT, 32 gigs of RAM and a 2 terabyte SSD with a 360mm AIO built in an Okinawa case and a 1050 watt power supply, which is overkill for the build, but we do that so he has some wiggle room for the future. Wow, can you fill me in on that story? That's some bad luck. Yeah, it just happened just a couple days ago, or at least on Wednesday when I got the charge back. But the order happened over the weekend, last weekend, and customer sent Uber to come pick it up because he had a flat tire, because I do local pickup options here in Michigan. And he used Uber. He's like, hey, I have a flat tire, I can't come pick it up, and blah blah blah. And I'm such a nice guy that it's like, okay, fine, that's, you know, he already paid for it, wasn't really thinking of, oh, this could be a scam, because the guy was so nice, right? 2 days later, find out it's I get a charge back from a person on the card that doesn't match the person on the order, so it's obviously a stolen credit card situation. It's usually what happens when you get a charge back. And I've got no way to prove that somebody picked it up because Uber picked it up. So usually I have people sign or show me an ID, something. Moral of the story is you can't be nice. You have to be a complete D-bag when you sell PCs. And I'm too nice and I get taken advantage of all the time. I think we're at like $10,000 in scams now. Lost PCs to people who scammed me. That's lifetime. So if you're a PC builder, you got to be looking out for that stuff, especially if you're selling and allowing credit card purchases. You got to be really careful about who's making the purchase with what card. You also got to be careful, because I've had fake bills come through here before. That was another, I wasn't counting that as a loss, because at the time I had insurance. I just claimed it. But yeah, I've had fake bills come through here. I've had people with fake checks try to use fake checks. I've had people with stolen credit cards. I've had people here with a stolen credit card. Like, you could tell, because I don't have a card machine, so I have to punch in the info. And they're like, oh yeah, my card, it's worn out, it doesn't have the numbers. And I'm like, well, I can't run it then. Sorry. I gotta punch it in. People are dishonest. I know. So I started a police report. So we'll see where it goes. Tat, I should have jumped on the NZXT motherboard deal and bought up one for your wife. Why don't you just go AMD then? You know, now's your opportunity. Get on the AMD train. Get off that Intel train and get on the AMD train. Yeah, I know. Now I have to be mean about things. You know, when you come pick up, I have to be like, yeah, I have to see your ID. I don't believe it's you. You know, and it's stupid. That's actually a policy that's already in place. I've just been really lenient on it, and not because, you know, most people are cool when they come here. So you don't really have to worry about that until you run across this one douchebag. It's like once a year, I get douchebagged. AMD CPUs, hell efficient nowadays. It's insane. Yeah, they've been really efficient lately. After all that, you are still a great person. That says a lot about your character. I mean, it's $1,200. Yes, it was my mortgage payment, but I mean, it's only money. We're gonna make more by building more. And, you know, you awesome people out there are always supporting me, so the only thing I can say is I hope he figures out life, the person who screwed me, because doing that is not going to get you anywhere in life. You do it long enough, you're going to get caught. Intel is in the gutter when it comes to gaming PCs until they get something competitive. I know, I'm waiting, I'm hoping the next release for Intel is going to be something actually competitive to AMD. Instead of this, like, hunky-dory crap that they keep pushing out. Sorry, Intel. But, I mean, it's not even fair right now. AMD's just dancing around them. Living in their moment. AMD has their moment right now. We can say AMD has their moment. Finally, after how many years? AMD is finally the king for the moment. But if your I use CPU again. I keep using it. I think that's over, Young Joe. But if your CPU works, then there's no real reason to change. Always weird situation, I know, yeah. Well, I mean, if you're building a new PC, I think AM5's a better socket because you have more support longer versus Intel, which has a history of changing sockets every two releases, which, you know, gives you only 2 years of support of upgrades versus AMD that says AM5 is going to be around till 2028. You know, that's like 3 years from now. So there's more value in AM5 in my opinion versus Intel. Oh, that sucks. My i7 14700K is doing pretty good and on a cheaper platform. Nova Lake next year, hopefully. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for, Jesse, is to see Nova Lake come out of the rough and actually put something competitive on the table. We'll see. We'll see. Let me go plug this in. Barf? Oh, I thought you said barf. Intel pulling out of upper GPU game and wanting to stay in their CPU situation to focus on AI improvements. Yeah. I can see that. NVIDIA is so far ahead with the AI right now compared to anybody. Man, I'm still on the AM4. Well, I'm still on the AM4 socket. I'm rocking a 5700X. Ryzen 3 1200 is what it is, man. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is for me too. Ryzen 3 1300 and 1200s, those are decent little CPUs. They're 4 cores, 8 threads. It's still enough to game. You can still game on them. All right, so now that we've gotten the block installed, we can get a GPU installed, I think. Let's go ahead and start that process. I'm sure Daniel's getting anxious to see his beast fired up. It was $85. Yeah, you could buy him for like $40 right now or less. super cheap processor. You can't really find them new though. At least I haven't seen them new in a while. Except for like 30... What was it, a 20... a G version. Or is that a 50 or 20 or a 3400G? I don't know. I'm thinking of something else. Country where I'm from, PC parts are way too expensive. Yeah. They are more expensive in different countries. Alright, GPU time. The box is bigger than the case. Does that mean the card's gonna fit? I sure hope so. Hopefully it's like a potato chip bag, or it's filled with air. Says a lot when the 14900K is by far better in gaming than the newer Ultra Core. I know. It's like, what are you thinking? What are you doing, Intel? Are you just taking a step back or something? Higher voltages and TDPs, it seems builds now just prefer the lower voltage. Yeah, the lower the voltage, the lower the heat. That's always been the rule. Oh, we have an accessories kit. Let's see what's inside the Sapphire Pulse accessory kit. Oh, it's a bracket. You mean I didn't have to put in a Lian Li bracket? No, I still would have put in the Lian Li bracket. Still would have. Don't need that. It's a beast. And Jesse, you are right. It is 2 PCIe 8-pin. I think the Nitro takes the third one. I think that's the one that I was thinking of. That was the one I wanted to get, was the Nitro. Couldn't get one in a timely fashion at the right price. Oh, and this is a 3-card slot. My bad. Thought it was smaller than that. Good problem to have. Turns out it's bigger. You know, before I secure this, I'm gonna make sure I can get the bracket in here real quick. Perfect. We got it in there, and it's ready to go. I always like using those Lian Li brackets because they are pretty discreet. They do a good job of supporting the back end of the card. Keeps the sag away from the card. Hey, what's up, Alex? Welcome to the Build Show. Good night, sir. Greetings from Brazil. Welcome. Just got done installing the graphics card. Is the 9070 XT a power-hungry card? I mean, it's pretty decently. I think this one requires an 850 watt or 750 watt, I think. We're putting in a 1050 watt power supply, not because it's needed, but more so because we want to give some wiggle room for Daniel, so that he has some upgrade ability in the future if he ever needed it. Actually, wish I would have done these before I did this. Find this. There we go. Got our sleeves cables in. Nice and neat. I have 28 threads and a boost clock of 5.6. I am not worried. No, you have no reason to be worried there. Right now, updates to the Core 285. It matches the 9800X3D, but no one will report it. Hey, Milogy. Milogy? What do you think about the upcoming Cam 2 RAM? I don't know. I don't have an opinion on that yet. Lucky my already bought PCU came with 3 PCI connectors. Power supply. Yeah. That was the other reason why I got the 1050 watt is if he does upgrade to a bigger card eventually, he might need 3. And most 850s only have 2. Some of them have 3. This will be one hell of a computer. When done, congratulations, Daniel. Thank you, Steve. Now for the nightmare on the backside. We've been generating a lot of cables on the backside. We have to put the power supply in, and then we can cable manage. So, keep talking about that 1050 watt. It's time to build with it, put it in. It's time for it to make a name for itself. Simplicity is bliss. I wish I picked simplicity when picking my stuff. Yeah, it makes it easier when you're doing... When you know, when you work with a lot of parts, it makes it easier to pick out the right parts. You got experience using them. So it definitely helps. PC part pickers is cool and all, but one thing it lacks is the experience, such as somebody like me or somebody else would be able to provide. I'm going to put in all 3 of the PCIEs, I think. Nice. Got that. We need 1 SATA. Can only do 1 SATA. A little tighter case. Typically I like to do all of them, but a little bit of a tight basement. Alright guys, it's time to deal with this mess. Y'all ready for this? Ba-da-ba-ba. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, there's that top portion. I'm gonna try. Try to hide these cables with these cables. Yeah, I think it is what it is there. All right, we're getting somewhere with this cable management. Definitely, if we put the rest of those cables in here, we would have had to use the hard drive cage, Ant-Man. And I know how you feel about that. Would have been a complete, utter disaster. Okay. It's about as good as it's going to get with all these cables. Flip it over and confirm everything stayed where we want it. Okay, try to... weird stuff. I'd have to put a zip tie on him. There we go. Not too shabby. What do you guys think? Nice and clean. About as clean as it's gonna get. Daniel, I hope you're still around. You gotta tell us when to push this power button when we get it plugged in here. All right, here we go, guys. We're gonna switch it to the side view. Daniel, are you here to tell us to push that power button? We're waiting on you, sir. We're waiting to see the final results. All right. I'm going to go ahead and do it in Daniel's honor, as he seems to have stepped away from the stream. So we'll go ahead and do a countdown. Let me just center this guy up a little bit. There we go. All right, in 3, 2, 1. What do you guys think? Another awesome white build with a 9800X 3D under the hood and a 9070 XT, just powerhouse. Not sure if my chat's not working. Cole Marksman looks great, very clean. Thank you, sir. Sometimes my YouTube channel freezes. I'm gonna go jump over. Ant-Man looks good, thank you. This is build number 45 for the year. And Daniel, this is yours. All we got to do now is get Windows on it, do all that BIOS stuff that I always do, all that fun stuff. So I should have this ready at some point tomorrow. It's probably just going to be later in the day, Daniel, and then we'll have another build stream tomorrow, because it's already almost 10:30, so it's a little later than I wanted to start a second build tonight. But we did get a post, so that's all good news. Means Ben built it right, and we posted to the BIOS, and it's ready for Windows. We're gonna stick with the one build tonight, unfortunately. Took a little longer than I anticipated for this one. I was thinking with the pre-installed fans that it would have gone pretty quick, but man, I really did slow down there. So we'll come out swinging with a couple of builds tomorrow, I'm hoping. We definitely have one that I have to do. And then if we have enough time, we'll do that inventory build as well. And or fix the other one with the bad motherboard. Still haven't done that yet. I'm waiting for the board to show up. I'll pull the bad board and send it back to Gigabyte or RMA, because I don't think I can return it back to Micro Center. But there you have it, Daniel. Your build is built. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. I'm going to call it a night here, and we'll be back with another build tomorrow. We have another Danny tomorrow, which was confusing me, I think, earlier when both of them put orders in. I was like, hold on. I had to look twice. So we have another. So we'll see you guys tomorrow on the next build show, and if I don't see you there, you have a good weekend and a happy Easter, and I'll see you on Monday if you don't show up tomorrow. Have a good night, guys. Thanks for joining. Appreciate everybody that's joined and hung out. Thank you, guys. Have a good night. Another one in the books. We'll see you guys. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you on Saturday, tomorrow night.